Well. Welcome back to Sit Start Saturdays. It's only me today. Um, Brandon has his child, and so he can't join today. So it's just gonna be me. But that's okay. You only need one of us to give bad sit start advice. Okay. So how's everyone doing? Um, let's see. Let's start getting to some questions. What's up, Nathaniel? I love that you always I love that you always join us from the gym. I like my my leg got all tight today, and I was supposed to go deadlift today, but I like cramped up like crazy from squats the other day, and I just can't do it today. Can't go. I was supposed to go to the gym, but that's not gonna happen now. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these questions already that are coming in. So Alex, pick one: Radulov, Bertuzzi, or Buchnevich. If I had to pick one right now with just how hot Dallas has been, I'd probably take Radulov, honestly. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, I don't know if he's actually the best pick. I would maybe take Bertuzzi over him, just because Bertuzzi's been so red hot recently. But just also with how hot, Dallas has been, you've got to go with Radulov, I think, today. Um, who do you like rest of season, Bertuzzi or Teravainen? Got to drop or trade one with Pasternak back. Is Pasta back? Did I miss that? I've been really busy recently. My weekend's been going really well so far. I stayed over at my girlfriend's place last night. We had a nice breakfast, had a nice morning, so that was really good. It's cold as hell outside, but it's nice. I would take Teravainen. I think I would take Teuvo over Bertuzzi, even though it's tough. I like what Bertuzzi's doing, but I don't think someone's going to rush to grab Bertuzzi from the wire necessarily right now, and he could slow down at any time. Versus Teuvo, I think someone will pick him up immediately. Um, pick two: Besser, Wilson, Pasta, Suzuki, all cats. Pasta for sure, obviously. Um, and then who else? Wow. So Pasta is back, isn't he? Feels ready to return. He might make his debut. Nice. I'm sad that he's on my. Damn, I'm sad that he's on my IR spot. Okay. So Pasta for sure, and then I probably go Suzuki today. I think against Calgary. Yeah, I think I go Suzuki. I don't like Wilson against Boston. Um, Besser against Winnipeg might be a tough matchup at away. I'd take Pasta and Suzuki, depending on what you need. If you need peripherals, then obviously you're going Wilson there. Kreider or Jack Hughes, I think I'd be benching Kreider. Yeah, I'd be benching Kreider against the Pens. Um, pick two of Larkin, Barkov, Backstrom, and a Cats League. Hope you're doing well today. I'm doing well, doing as well as I can ask for. I'm going to the museum later, which should be nice. Nice socially distanced museum trip. That'll be nice. Um, Larkin, Barkov, Backstrom, and a Cats League. Larkin and Barkov, in my opinion. I think. Yeah, I don't like Backstrom versus the Bruins. Job four, Checker Duclair with Pasta coming back. Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm of the opinion that I'd sit playing Pasta tonight. Like I wouldn't rush to play Pasta. You don't know if he might aggravate his injury again. You don't. I know it's Pasta, but like in my opinion, it's just kind of one of those. If you have a guy like Duclair and Voracek, like, I like both of them a lot. I'd probably be dropping Voracek before Duclair. I think just because of the situation that they're in. But I think Voracek's been playing a lot of minutes recently, huh? I haven't paid attention too much to Voracek. I know he's been on fire. I haven't paid attention to really like his numbers too much yet. Um, Points league, Perron or Olofsson? Probably Olofsson at this point, honestly. You can also probably trade. I mean, it's crazy. You can probably get more in a trade for Olofsson than Perron at this point, and that's kind of nuts. Um, Mrazek, Demko, Kidobin today. So Mrazek is going against Dallas. Tough matchup given what's been going on. You have Demko, who's actually been playing pretty well, but it's against the Jets, and I don't like that. And then you've got Khudobin. I'd probably take Mrazek and Khudobin and get the automatic win. You're gonna get a guaranteed win there, pretty much. I'd take those two. Horvat, Larkin, or Hayes points the league with blocks. I'm probably taking Horvat and Larkin because Hayes is going against the Isles, and the Isles are tough to score against. I know they did just let in a lot of goals, but you know. Where was I? I lost my spot here. What's the next one? Honest thoughts on Malkin and Gensel moving forward, Cats League. I think they'll be fine. I think Malkin is the one that's a little bit. Yeah, Voracek's playing 16 minutes, by the way, so I would be. I know he's been on fire, and that's fine. His shooting percentage actually is a little low, which is interesting. Everything kind of looks in line with him. A little bit over index on the power play points, but that's okay. Yeah, I mean, I like Duclair a lot, to be honest, rest of the season. I'm a weird one there, but I do like him a lot. Malkin and Gensel, I feel fine about them. I wouldn't be too worried. I mean, Malkin right now, his IPP is really low. It's about half of what it should be. So he should be doubling that at some point, still getting a lot of power play percentage. His shots on the power play have gone down quite a bit, which is one thing to pay attention to. The fact that he's not shooting as much on the power play. But I think they'll be fine. Why is Price sitting tonight? I don't know. Worries me that he isn't a true number one goalie. Actually, quite the opposite. Montreal's been playing really well. They're at the top of the league. I think they're at the top of the Canadian division or towards the top. I think they're second, perhaps. I don't remember the exact standings. But actually, that tells me that they're actually resting Price this season. In the past, they've always said, "Oh, we're going to rest Price. We're going to rest Price. Don't worry." And then they never do actually rest Price. And so actually, if I'm a Price owner, I'm actually kind of excited by the fact that they're benching him and actually playing Allen a little bit more because one, they trust Allen, and two, it means the Price is actually going to get some rest for once, which will make him better down the stretch. He's always been overworked. So, in my opinion, this is a really good thing for Price, actually, as opposed to worried about him. From Alex, I'm new to this stuff. What's the difference between points leagues and cats leagues? So, in a points league, everything kind of has an assigned value. So a goal might be worth 3 points, an assist might be worth 2 points, and then that's kind of how you work it all out in a points league. In a cats league, it's different, where each category is 1 point. So if you can win goals, if you get the most goals compared to your opponent, then you get 1 point, right? And each one of those goes towards your standing. So at the end of the week, you might end 7-3, 7-5, whatever it is, right? Whatever your category's setting is versus points. And so you win by winning a category versus winning just in sheer points. And so that's the difference there. Is Beauvillier worth keeping? I think he'll pick it up. I don't know, honestly. It depends who's available. I'd probably dump Beauvillier if there's good people on the wire. I don't see him. He's only playing 15 minutes a game. It's way lower than he got last year. He's still good on the power play time, but that power play isn't really elite or like a great power play. So I wouldn't be like holding on to Beauvillier. I'd be giving him a really short leash. Banger Cats, pick 2, Kaprizov, Olofsson, Tanev, Palat, Gallagher. So if you need peripherals, you're obviously going to go Tanev there. If you don't need peripherals, I probably go Olofsson because he's been red hot and they're going against the Devils. Then I probably go maybe Cap. They're playing Colorado. I don't know about that. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I think I'd probably go Gallagher. I'd probably go Olofsson, Gallagher out of those. Risk starting Ovi for Tatar. I don't know. It depends on how close your matchup is. If your matchup is really close, I'd probably just take Tatar. Or, sorry, if you're ahead, I'd just not risk it and take Tatar. If you're already down and you just got to make up points, Ovi probably has as much of a... I'm probably playing Tatar. If you think Ovi's a 50-50, I'm playing Tatar. If I think Ovi's a 60-40, 70-30, then I'm probably playing Ovi. And stacked at left wing have Marchand, Panarin, Ekane. Some other guys with left wing, right wing should look for a trade with one of Panarin, Kane, or Marchand. I'd probably hold unless the return you're getting is insane. Just because you're stacked there doesn't really mean if you're benching one of them, then that's different. If you're able to play them all, then you're okay. I'd But yeah, I'd see what you could get for him if you really wanted to, but I'd be absolutely shooting for the moon with those folks. Need to sit one tonight. That's from Vishal. Need to sit one. Stamkos, Perron, Rantanen, Gurionov, or Hall. I'm probably benching Perron, honestly. I mean, let's see. I'm probably benching Perron, would be my guess. He has picked it up as of late, hasn't he? Mm. It's kind of crazy because you have Gurionov, but Gurionov's been so good. So you can't really ignore that. Rantanen's going against a stingy Minnesota team. Man, I'm probably benching Perron. If you want to play it safe, if you want to go the safe route, just bench Gurionov, and if he gets something, then whatever. It was still the right choice, right? But if you believe in this craziness that's happening with Gurionov, then you kind of got to go Gurionov there. Thoughts on Tyson Barrie? Is he a drop? Yes. Barrie is a drop. He's getting no power play time. Darnell Nurse looks fantastic on that top power play. I'd be dumping Tyson Barrie at this point, honestly, or trying to trade him. Hoping that because he was on the Leafs at one point, he has value still. Thoughts on Timo Meier and Carlson? I want to drop, but I think I should try to trade. Yeah, definitely try to trade. I'm low on Carlson rest of season, honestly, and I'm also low on Meier at this point, just because the time isn't there. Timo's getting 15 minutes of time on ice a game. He was at 17 last season, so it's dropped like crazy. His shot pace is still fantastic, which is a good sign. But I mean that that point pace just is going to be able to come up if he doesn't get more minutes. So I think at best you're looking at a 65-point guy. See what that's worth to you. Deep Cats League pick 2: Eriksson Ek, Brock Nelson, or Stahl. I'd go Eriksson Ek. I don't really like Nelson. I think Nelson is probably my bench there. Yeah, I'm benching Brock Nelson there and playing Stahl and Eriksson Ek. Dougie Hamilton for Chychrun. If you're getting Dougie Hamilton, don't trade away Dougie Hamilton for Chychrun. Points league sit 1: Malkin, Larkin, Teravainen, Hughes. Which Hughes? Are we talking Jack Hughes or Quinn Hughes? I'm probably playing Teuvo, honestly. Although, I'm probably benching Teuvo, actually. Teuvo's only getting around 16 minutes right now. Probably bench him. Although, if that's Jack Hughes, I'm probably benching Jack Hughes right now. That flow, I'm growing it out in the winter. I've never grown it out past, like, I don't know, like pretty much where it is now. I've never grown it out past this. Actually, a little bit before this, and so I'm finally growing it out for the first time. I was gonna buzz it, and I said, nah, it's the winter. Why not just grow it out? So I'm gonna see what happens. I've never grown it a little bit longer, so we'll see. Start Kaprizov or Duclair in a points league. Duclair. Is Hischier a good player to target since he's currently injured and New Jersey looks better than expected? No, don't target Hischier just because New Jersey looks better. He's injured. You don't know how he's going to come back. He could come back and that injury hampers him. I would definitely just leave him be. Points league: Dahlin or Olofsson. O'Reilly or Horvat in a points league. Probably Horvat. I'm really liking what Horvat's doing a lot. I think I'd go Horvat there. Yeah, I'm going Horvat there. Standard Cats with hits sit 2. Barkov, Toffoli, and Coleman sit 2. I'm probably sitting Toffoli and Coleman, honestly. I know Toffoli's been on a tear. I'm definitely sitting Coleman. So there's that. Barkov is the question mark. Barkov has been point per game playing. I'd play Barkov. I'd play Barkov and set Toffoli and Coleman. Let's see. I am very behind, aren't I? Let me answer Nathaniel's question here real quick. Is Georgiev worth the start today? I'm worried it will affect my goals against for the week. I'm currently 197 goals against average. If you're ahead, I'd probably just bench it. Honestly, I don't trust that Rangers defense whatsoever. I have zero faith in the Rangers defense, and against the Pens can do some serious damage. So I'd bench Georgiev personally, especially if goals against average is the thing you're worried about. I don't know if I trust that very much. Let's see. What else is up here? I think I'm really behind. I'm trying to figure out where I left off. Yeah, I'm very behind. Let's see. Thoughts on Tyson Berry drop? Start one, Vanacek, Bob, or Jari? Jari, I think. Um, Stastny or Monahan or Larkin, sit one. I'd sit Stastny. Who wins? Pavelski, Malkin, and Allen for Backstrom, Oshie, and Jari. Pavelski, Malkin, and Allen, I think. Yeah, because then you're taking two from the same team too. And I'll take Malkin all day. Dubois for Pedersen, yes, all day. I would take Pedersen over Dubois any day of the week. Worth dropping Bjorkstrand or Risto for a streamer spot? Risto, especially if he's your 50. Should I drop one of Jones or Grzelcyk and pick up Dobson? I don't hate the idea. I like Dobson a lot. I picked him up in my points league. Not huge on him in a Cats league, but in a points league, I'm starting to pay attention and I like him a lot. I would maybe drop Jones, depending on your categories and stuff. I'm low on Jones rest of season. I think it's a streamer. Sure, is Jones going to be better rest of season than Dobson? Probably, but you'd probably end up dropping Dobson later and streaming him in for someone else anyway. So ultimately, that streamer spot ends up being more worth it than Jones. Should I drop Duclair, Palat, or Batherson for Puljujärvi? Cat to the blocks. Team is generally weak in shots, but I'm missing Line and DeBrincat for shots. I'd probably drop Batherson, honestly. I know we were high on Batherson, but like, yeah. Killing it with content this year. Yeah, thank you. It's been fun. We've been really busy recently with work. So apologies for the weekend episode not going up, and yeah, it's been a week, that's for sure. Sit two, Duclair, Rust, Arvidsson, Mantha, Cats, no bangos. Duclair, Rust, Arvidsson. You gotta sit two. I'd sit Mantha, and I'd probably sit Arvidsson because he's going against Vasilevsky, and I don't want that. How is IPP calculated? So IPP is calculated by how many. So when a point is scored on the ice, what percentage of those is a player involved in? So say that 2 goals happen while Malkin is on the ice at even strength, right? If he's involved in one of those, his IPP is 50%. So that's how IPP is calculated. It's how many points that you're involved in while you're on the ice. It's a pretty important, it's a good stat to differentiate between kind of the elite players and the mediocre players. And on top of that, you also get to see, okay, they tend, IPP is a pretty consistent stat. Players tend to stay around their IPP throughout their career. And so, or they'll, when they jump up to say the first line, their IPP will jump. And then you can say, okay, that's kind of, where their IPP is at. So if you see a 60% IPP player, that's kind of what you can expect from them unless deployment changes drastically. And you'll see that with a lot of the big players. Trade PLD and Seth Jones for Yossi and Sam Reinhart. No. Well, yes, actually. Yeah, I'd take Yossi over Seth Jones all day. And PLD's, yeah, I would do that just because I want Yossi. Should I sell high for Ehlers and should I sell high for Ehlers for Svech? I have Connor already. Yeah, I'd take Svech. I'd say they're maybe sort of equal to an extent. Like I like Svech about as much as I like Ehlers this season in a way. I like Svech more. I'd take Svech personally. They're similar players. Both have a lot of upside, but I think I like Svech much more. And let me get to this. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that, Lost Ones. Hopefully, we don't continue to have you be a Lost One, and we actually help you make this right call. So pick 3 to start. Bergeron, Scheifele, Monahan, or Trocheck. I'm playing Scheifele. I'm playing Bergeron. I think the question comes down to Monahan or Trocheck, right? Like that's the one that really is the big question mark here. I would say that because Trocheck is only top power play now and not playing with Svech, I'm probably going with I'm gonna go with Monahan. So I'd play Bergeron, Scheifele, and Monahan and bench Trocheck. If Trocheck doesn't get, a ton of time on ice, he had no shots last game, I'm gonna have to think, maybe I gotta drop Trocheck. I'm not giving him a very long leash. Thank you again for the super chat, by the way. This is very kind of you. Matt B. Multicat Monster, thank you. Points leagues, who's worth more long-term, Koskinen or Saros? Do you think Edmonton trades for a goalie before the end of the season? Saros is more worth it by a mile. I know that right now Nashville's in a rough spot, but regardless, the team itself is better around Saros, so I'd take Saros um, over him. I've totally lost my spot at where I was at last time, but I'm gonna try to find it. Let's see. Thoughts on starting Puljujarvi in a points league tonight? Sure, why not? Start Point or Backstrom? I think Point. Bench Malkin or Bo Horvat or Crosby. As crazy as it sounds, I might be benching Malkin, honestly. Wait until he turns it around. Just traded Barry and Toffoli for Gensel in a points league. Oh, I love that trade. That's huge. That's a great get. Start Ehlers or Mantha. Ehlers all day. Drop Erik Karlsson in a goals, assists, power play points, shots on goal plus minus hit. I might, honestly, because you don't have blocks. I would maybe do it. I would try to trade him first. Don't just drop Erik Karlsson. You got to try to trade first. Mantha or Ryan Strome, two not great options, but I'm probably going Mantha. He played 18 minutes again last game, so it's fine. Kadri or Trocheck, I'd probably go Kadri. Start Bob versus Detroit or Markstrom versus Montreal. I'd probably start Bob versus Detroit. I know it's Bob, and Montreal's just been on fire, and I don't trust. I would rather go with Bob than Markstrom versus Montreal. That's just me, though. Zibi for Malkin. I'd keep. I think it's kind of equal, honestly. I'd say it's pretty even. Is Seth Jones droppable in a points league? Yes, I think so, actually. Wheeler for Yossi, selling Wheeler. It depends what your defense is like. I'm very high on Wheeler now that Line is gone, especially. His shooting percentage is high on the power play. He only has one power play goal, though. High IPP at the moment. I think I like Wheeler more, honestly. It depends on what your defense is like. If your defense is really in a difficult spot and you can make up that loss of Wheeler, then I'd do it. But I don't know. I'd take Wheeler over Yossi. Should I trade Klingberg for PLD? Yes, absolutely. I think so. I haven't been paying attention really. Is Klingberg actually doing stuff this season? Oh my God, he has 7 points, 5 power play points. Come on. God, Dallas is just doing silly stuff. And Klingberg has a 29% shooting. That will come down. Okay, maybe I'd hold Klingberg then, just for the upside. I don't know. Tried trading Hoffman for Ekblad earlier this week, but I guess they watch your content as well. Oops, sorry. Is Gaudreau better in a... I'm curious what they said. Were they just straight up like, no? Is Gaudreau better in a deep league than Cassian for Pims, hits, and blocks? Probably. I'd say if you're in a deep league like that, you're probably better just cycling them in and out. Just cycle in whoever's getting the most hits, getting the most blocks, whoever's doing the best peripherals. I think there might actually be better than Gaudreau as well, than Cassian. Drop Ehlers, Oshie, or Tervainen in a Bangers League. Probably dropping Oshie. That's a tough one. I'm probably dropping Oshie, though. Probably. Ooh, Super Chat. Thank you. Appreciate that. Subject to change. Cats League with hits. Start Malkin or Kevin Hayes. Drop Kevin Hayes after today to pick up someone else for tomorrow. So that's a good question. I think I'd start Malkin because it's against the Rangers. The Rangers let in a ton of goals. Kevin Hayes has been completely on fire. It's tough to ignore what Hayes has done. So here's what I'd say. It depends what you're going for in that Cats League. If what you specifically need is points, right? If points is what you're seeking out. Oh, they're against the Isles, though. I forgot. I'd say if you really need points, I maybe go Hayes. If what you need is peripherals, I'm probably going Malkin, honestly. It just kind of depends what you need in those categories there. Thoughts on Pionk right now? A hold, but I'm starting to lose a little bit of faith. But he's done fine. So, he's been okay. He hasn't been incredible, but he did play. His minutes went up to 22 last game, so I'm feeling good there. Just declined the Hoffman Ekblad trade with no counter. Oops, it's okay. Yeah, I tried to. That's why I wanted to do that trade before Ekblad played, so that no one realized, hey, he's actually good. Start Ryan Strome or Kaprasov. Kaprasov, I think. Doing pro line, got to pick 4 teams. Who? What's pro line? Are you talking betting? Are we just doing money lines here? Connecting getting scratched tonight. Do you think he's getting traded? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know. I necessarily they'd bench him. He wasn't playing very high minutes before, so I don't know. Is Andrew Kopp the real deal? Would you trade Larkin for Malkin? Ooh, probably. Although, yeah, I'd do that. I could live with myself if that trade ends up not working out. Yeah, I could live with that for sure. Is Andrew Kopp the real deal? I like him. I picked him up. He's a real deal for now. Um, Texier or Batherson? I like Texier more, honestly. More minutes. Cats start Olmark or Varlamov today. Varley, in my opinion. So try to trade away Price. If so, who should I target? Maybe Kadobin, if that's what you're going for, because you're mostly with goals against win save percentage. You're targeting goalies that need good averages. Just traded Barry into Foley for Gensel. Oh, yeah, I love that. Are Hayes and Texier both long-term holds? 14-team banger. Oh yeah, especially in a 14 team. Yeah, I'm holding Texier and Hayes all day. I think Texier will play with Domi personally. Drop Romanov for Rasmus Anderson. If you have Geo, if you have blocks in that bangers league, because if you don't, I would maybe be dropping Geo to pick up Rasmus Anderson. Honestly, I was going to drop Bobrovsky for Vanacek, but I just heard Samsonov is coming back soon. If so, is Bob for Vanacek a bad move? Yes, I think so, because Vanacek is not going to get many games, I think, once Samsonov comes back, unless he's really, sick after and feeling the effects. For now, I'd hold Bob. What's going on with Obi? I mean, I don't know. I think if he says he's worried about his conditioning, it could be just that his conditioning isn't as good because he's been quarantining. Like I wouldn't look into it too much. I think the fact that he's been quarantined for so long, that has to affect his conditioning. Is Ryan Smith a drop? Uh, sure. I'm not super high on him. Thoughts on Evander Kane in a points league with hits, blocks, shots, and negative pims. Negative pims. Oof. Evander Kane is not great for you. I'm high on his points, but he gets a lot of pims, so he might be screwing you there. Should I trade Rantanen and point for Ehlers and Eichel in a bangers league with no pims? I don't think so, actually. I'd hold, because Ehlers is Rantanen and Eichel, I'd say, are semi-equal, but I think I like Point over Ehlers rest of season, even though it is close. It's close now. But Point hasn't played many games, and he's point per game, right? And he's playing 18 minutes a game. I would like to see that higher, but I do think I like Point and Rantanen more than Ehlers and Eichel. Murphy Gurianov for Mika and Henrique. Absolutely. I'd take Mika and Henrique, just because Mika is better than all those guys. Is getting Malkin for Dylan Strome and Norris as big of a win as I think? Absolutely. Who in their right mind is trading Malkin away for Dylan Strome and Josh Norris? You crushed it. Well done. You crushed him too. Should I trade Rantanen and Point for Ehlers? I think I answered that one. Trade Shifley for Zibanejad? No, hold Shifley, in my opinion. If it's a points league specifically. Who to start today? Varlamov, Hellebuck, Anderson, Wedgwood. How many can you start, Marco? Traded Kopi and Hoffman for Klingberg and Barkov. Bow before your god. It's a fine trade. I like Kopi a lot this season. I'm high on him. I'm not super high on Kling. I do like the acquisition of Barkov. Barkov is better than all those guys, so did really well there. The question mark will be Klingberg. Can he keep this up? Because in past years, Klingberg's been a nothing. So that's the big question mark there. Dobson or Rasmus Anderson? Probably Rasmus Anderson right now. Although that could shift very quickly, but I think for now I like Rasmus Anderson more. Drop Duclair or Larkin or Konechny due to the scratch/trade rumors. I haven't even seen these Konechny trade rumors. I haven't really been paying attention that much. What the hell is going on with Konechny? Does someone have like an inside scoop on thoughts on if we see an increase in focus and shot production from Kaprasov now that Fiala is suspended? Probably. I would hope so, at least. That would be like my hope, is that we see Kaprizov kind of take that role on a little bit more. Um, but it's so weird that he's being benched. Oh well. Konechny is still leading in the Konechny versus Pedersen debate. Just saying. I mean, Konechny's dropped off in form a lot as of late. Drop one, John Carlson, Nurse. Oh, those aren't happening. McAvoy, Muzzin, Rasmus Anderson, Adam Fox, Romanov, Chikrin, or Doughty. Why do you have so many defensemen, Michael? How many defenseman slots do you have? There's no way having that many defensemen is actually a good idea unless it's like a really, really deep dynasty. I'd probably be dropping Muzzin with those people. Do I play Ben or Forsberg? I'd play Ben if he's back. Would you trade Eichel? Thank you, Noah. Super chat. Let's go. Would you trade Eichel and Marchessault for Laine and Panarin? Ooh. Yes, I think. That is a tough one. I don't love what's going on with Marchessault. His shots are down like crazy. His minutes are down. It's been 7 games. At some point, you got to wonder, ooh, is this the real new Marchessault? I'd do it, personally. I mean, I love Eichel. Eichel's obviously, a top. I think I'd take the Laine Panarin side, honestly. Yeah. I like Laine over Marchessault by quite a bit, and then I'd say Eichel and Panarin are relatively equal at the end of the season. So yeah, I'd take Laine Panarin. Bench Cirelli or Burakovsky today? Probably Burakovsky. Duclair or Larkin? I'm playing Larkin. I have to drop one of Batherson, Garland, Texier, and Strome. 10-cat league. Probably dropping Batherson. I dropped him too. His Malkin for my Hall standard cat. I take Malkin over Hall all day. I know Hall's been good, but I still just like Malkin rest of season, honestly. This could this could bite us in the butt, right? All of us that are saying Malkin, this could all bite us. He's not shooting as much, which is worrying. But his IPP is crazy low, which is something that I just don't see staying that way. This could bite us, but Malkin is one of those guys that I'm happy to be wrong on and just get completely roasted on. Michael, I don't understand how I got so many defensemen. I got one to replace Laine on IR, but still, I don't understand how I have so many. Did he just get drunk and add a bunch of defensemen? That actually would be pretty funny if that's what happened, I will say. Oh, thank you, Noah. Another one. I appreciate that. Thank you. Connecting to the Leafs. Oh my God, would he take VC's spot? Yo, if Konechny takes VC's spot, he would be beating Pedersen for sure in points. Oh yeah. Wow, if Konechny goes to the Leafs, that'd be huge. That is interesting. Oh baby, that'd be good. That'd be good. I don't have a single share of Konechny, but I'd just be excited. But I don't know. Maybe he's just getting scratched. I don't know. Start 2, Werenski and Fiala for Fleury and Ekblad in a Cats League need a goalie. I love that trade for you. Yeah, Werenski and Fiala. I love Fleury, I like Fleury if you really need a goalie for now. It seems like they're doing a 1A 1B situation there, which is good for you. And then Ekblad way better than Werenski, so I like that trade for you. Start 2, bench 2. Giroux, Zibanejad, Hughes, Lindholm. Bench Lindholm and Hughes, plays Zibanejad and Giroux, I think. Start 1 between Arvidsson, Mantha, and Burakovsky. Oh, hello. Thank you for the super chat. Zubair, I'm guessing. Zubair. That's how I'm going to say it. Traded Ekblad for Tyler Toffoli. Your thoughts? I personally like Ekblad more. Just because I think that what Ekblad has this season going on is hard to find. It's very hard to replace what Ekblad's got going on. Just from a minutes perspective, he's playing 27 minutes a game on average right now, which is nuts. I don't hate it though. I think what I do think I think the Toffoli side is selling a little high. I don't think he'll be a 105-point player. I think you'll make out all right. I think you'll make out all right, honestly, at the end of the day. It just kind of depends on what your defense is like. If it leaves you in a position now where you don't have as many defensemen, then I'd say it's a pretty bad trade. If you're fine on defense and you kind of needed those points from the forward, then you're good. I probably would have personally taken Ekblad over Toffoli, but in a way, they're honestly pretty interesting. They're both semi-similar, I think, end of season, points-wise and everything. Yeah, I'd Turbo over Vander Kane in an 8-team banger. Yeah, in a banger, yeah, I'd take Kane over Turbo. Would you play Hintz or Kaprizov? Risk Hintz not playing. He's game time decision. I'd just play Cap, personally. Start one out of Perron, Buchnevich, Burakovsky, and Duclair. Perron, Buch, Burakovsky. Just starting one. Probably Perron or Duclair. I like Duclair a lot. He's been playing really well, really clicking. Probably I'd go Perron for the safety. If you want to be risky, I'd go Duclair. Jade Radulov for Kopi. I don't know. It depends too, because it depends on how your positions are set up. Because Radulov is a winger, but I'd take Kopitar just for the minutes alone. Just the fact that Kopi's playing 23 minutes a game versus Radulov's 18 or 17, whatever it is. I'd take Kopi for that. Is Patrick Kane worth keeping without a center to play, or who could I trade him for? I'd keep. I mean, yeah, you just got to go out and see what someone would pay for if you want to really want to get rid of him. I mean, he has 8 points in 9 games. His shots are down a little bit, not a ton, but just a little bit. I think he's fine, honestly. I don't see the worry that so many people are seeing. His IPP is low too, so that should come back up. And his on-ice shooting percentage is 12.6%. It's higher than it was last year. So I'd say he's fine. Anderson, Dobson, Smith, rest of season. I'd probably go Rasmus Anderson, I think, with Dobson potentially beating him out. You need to drop 2 for Ovi and Line. Batherson, Pajot, Tatar, Fiala, Bjorkstrand, Points Bangers Leagues. Wow, that's a tough one. Batherson, Pajot, easy. Done. I don't know if Pasta's playing tonight. I'd probably just play Olofsson, honestly. Olofsson's been fine. It's not like you don't know how Pasta's going to be. If he's going to be, minute capped or whatever. Ranta and Murray were dropped in my league. Are any of them worth a waiver pickup in general? Goalies are thin in my league. It depends on what your goalies are. I like Ranta, but I mean, he's such an injury risk. He's never healthy. So I just don't even want him anymore. And then Murray, I mean, he's been atrocious. And that Ottawa team is just terrible on defense. So I don't know. It depends on how bad your goalies are. Drop Batherson or Hintz to make room for Pasta. Batherson, I think. Cap or Duclair in a points league. I'd go Duclair. Yossi for Weber? No. Yossi all day. Don't. I saw someone that did a Yossi for Weber trade. No. Keep Yossi. Yossi all day. I felt bad for the person that traded away Yossi for Weber. I was like, what are you doing? You trade away Eriksson Ek for Rope Hintz? Sure, I guess. They're equal. I think they'll both end up on the wire at some point again. Start Dahlin or Rasmus Anderson in a points league. Probably starting Dahlin, but I'm not confident in that. Actually, I'm starting Rasmus Anderson. JVR, Brock Nelson, JVR. I think, yeah. Should I drop hints for PLD? Yes, I would do that. I have one goalie start this week. He likely plays tomorrow too, Corpusalo. My other goalie is Talbot, who just got taken off day to day. Do I drop Talbot for Washington's Vanacek to get my 3 starts? I like Talbot rest of season, honestly. As long as he's healthy, I love Talbot rest of season. I like that Minnesota defense. They just play well at restricting shots. They're hard to play against. So I like Talbot rest of season. Erik Karlsson or Seth Jones, Bangos League. Erik Karlsson. Trade Chabot for Fiala. I'd probably hold Chabot personally. Brandon would maybe disagree and say Fiala. But I'd personally just take Chabot. Start Cassian or Goudreau in Cats League for hits, pims, blocks. Probably would go It, hits and pims. I'd probably go Cassian. Neither of them are really going to get you much blocks. But apologies. Ah. Whew, wake up. I'd probably take Cassian. I really want to know. I want to see Konechny get traded. Damn it! I'm so confused. Is he actually getting traded? I'm so curious. I haven't seen any. I haven't paid attention at all to this Konechny trade rumors. So interesting. Hmm. Hmm. I wonder what they'd even trade him. Like, where would they trade him for? For what? So interesting. So interesting. One out of Arvidsson, Mantha, Burakovsky, probably Arvids. I maybe go Mantha actually. He's playing against Bob. Arvidsson's against Vasilevsky. Pasta is playing. Let's go. I think Mantha could be. I mean, I don't think Mantha could be a bust for how late everyone got him. Malkin, I think, could also be underwhelming this season, but I think it's too early. Um, pick up Larkin or Reinhardt. Larkin for sure. I think. Start Horvat or Larkin today. I maybe go Horvat. Honestly, Horvat's been a beast. Player in my league offered me JT Miller for Chabot. Should I do it? Ooh, I like that a lot, actually. I love JT Miller rest of season. I'd do that, I think. As long as you have to figure out your defense situation, but I like JT Miller a lot rest of season. Did Kemper take over the starting role from Ronta? I mean, he didn't really take it over as much as Ronta just can't stay healthy and just dies all the time. From Johnny, thank you for the super chat. Petrie and Texier versus Ekblad and Teravainen. Bangers, no pims. Hmm. That's an interesting one with no. Oops. Petrie and Texier versus Ekblad Teravainen. That's an interesting one. I think I like the Petrie Texier side more personally. You're gambling a lot on Texier. No, I like the Ekblad side more because I like Ekblad more than Petrie. Just because Ekblad is going to be the guy on the power play for the most part, and you have Petrie sharing with Web. That is a tough one. The question really comes down to Texier versus Teravainen. Um, I think it depends where you want to gamble. Do you want to gamble on the defensive side or the offensive side? If you want to gamble on the highest upside defensively, I go Ekblad. If you want to gamble on the highest upside offensively, I'd go the Petrie Texier side. That'd be my take. I think if it were me, I'd personally lean the Ekblad Teravainen side. Another super chat. Thank you, Jean. Trade Nylander for Hamilton in a Cats League where every stat counts except blocks and would undo the same trade for Pionk. I would do Nylander for Hamilton. I don't know if I'd do Nylander for Pionk at this point. I would not. I would absolutely do Nylander for Hamilton. I would not do Nylander for Pionk. Yeah, I would all day do Nylander for Dougie. Would not do it for Pionk just because Pionk is not guaranteed top power play, so you can't be sure that you're going to get like actual great value there. Do I start UC Saros against Tampa tonight, or am I just asking for negative points? I don't think you're necessarily asking for negative points. It's just really it is risky. It just depends what you need. Like if you're up in goaltending already, or if you're up, I don't know if it's worth the risk. I'd probably just bench honestly. Ehlers or Hall tonight. I'd probably go Hall. Oh, a super chat again. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, we're getting to the end of the show here. We've got like 10 minutes or so until I'll switch off. I have Aho, Teravainen, and Svetch. Should I get rid of one or keep all three? Ooh. I'd probably keep all three. And I'd look at maybe moving Turbo. That'd be the only one. I'd think about it. I'd see what's out there, but I wouldn't be in a rush to move him simply because you have all three, if that makes sense. You should never target a stack. Like stacking purposefully is not good. If it happens, it happens. I would maybe think of getting rid of Teravainen if you get rid of any and keep Aho and Svetch. That would be my take there. Do you see Pionk getting to top power play again? I don't know. I think there's a good chance that it's a split or they move. I actually don't have a good grasp on what's going to happen there. I'm just holding Pionk and hoping for the best. His minutes did go up last game, which is a good sign. So fingers crossed there. I just got McKinnon and Josh Anderson versus my Pasta and Rust in my hometown league. Fine. I would personally take Pasternak and Rust, to be honest. Yeah, because I think Pasta, when healthy, is a top 10 pick, right? And Rust right now is just killing it, and I think he's going to continue to kill it. Josh Anderson is a big question mark to me. McKinnon is also top 10, so you're trading a top 10 guy and a guy who's killing it and probably consistently killing it like Rust for a top 10 guy and someone who isn't as consistent. But you will make out decently well in the shots. I would rather take the Pasta Rust side, to be honest. You did fine, but I would take the Rust Pasta side. Taylor Hall or Nick Ritchie. If Pasta is back, Ritchie should drop. Yes, drop Ritchie all day. Trade Pionk and Nylander for Larkin and Kadri Bangers League. I don't know. I would maybe hold on to Pionk and Nylander, honestly. I'd probably hold on to Pionk and Nylander, personally. Would you trade Rantanen for Pasta? Probably. Hello, Zachary. Thank you for becoming a multi-cat monster. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd keep Pionk and Nylander there. Do you think that Suzuki is as high? He is sustainably high. We put him, I think, on the first unsustainable. He was featured on sustainably high, and he's still there. Barry and Marchessault for Krug. Yeah, I think you could maybe aim a little higher. Oh, I don't know. Barry sucks, and Marchessault's been disappointing. I would do it. I like it. Who should I trade away Cop for? I don't know. That's a tough one. I'd package him, actually. I try to do a 2-for-1 or 2-for-2 using Cop, because then people don't focus on Cop being unsustainable as much, you know? Rotten and Pasta, you were saying. I don't know. I think I'd take Pasta, even though Boston's been a little. I'd probably do Pasta. Yeah, depends what you're counting. That's on player performance after having COVID. We'll see. I'm very curious to see how Samsonov does. Is Malkin worth it? Sure. Depends on what you're giving up for him, I guess. Getting Pasta back, who do I drop to bring him back? Palat, Duclair, or Mantha in a points league? In a points league, I'm probably dropping maybe Palat at this point. Palat's been kind of underwhelming, honestly, and inconsistent. I like Duclair a lot. Palat's been 4 out of 5. He did have some big games. Duclair's been unreal. Probably Palat, I think, would be my guess. Drop 2, Riley Smith, Mantha, Hoffman. I would keep Mantha and Hoffman. Don't pick up Cop and drop Riley Smith for Pasta. That would be my take for now. And then maybe think about dropping Hoffman at some point, or Mantha. Hoffman would probably be my first drop over Mantha, though, just because of minutes alone. If you had to drop 2 in a really deep banger Cats league, Grizzly, McDonough, Gostisbehere, Chernak. Oof. Gostisbehere for sure. And then probably McDonough because it's bangos. I'd probably drop McDonough and Gostisbehere there. Trade away to Foley for Kopitar. Ooh, King for King. Yeah, I'd probably do that. Will Dahlin bounce back? I think so. I don't know if it's worth your time when he does, but I think he will bounce back. Have to bench Kyle Connor or Stammer today since Pasta's back. What do you think? Probably benching Connor and playing Stammer. Probably. Drop Pulak for Dobson. Oof, that's a loaded question, and I am not the Isles fan. I would personally say yes. Brandon might say no, but I would do it personally. Defenseman to target for Malkin in a points league. Yossi, I guess. I would probably just hold Malkin, though. Would you start Mantha over Gensel? No. Even though he's going against Bob, I'd probably still just play Gensel against the Rangers. Drop Duclair or Hayes first. Ooh, that's a tough one. Probably Hayes. I think he's Is Hayes still top power play? I don't remember. Let me see. Let's see. If he's still top power play, then I gotta go drop Hayes first. Let's see here. Keep Talbot or Lankinen. I'd keep Talbot, I think. More chance for wins. Kevin Hayes is still top power play, so I'm probably dropping Duclair first over Hayes. In that deep of a league, I would keep Carter long term. I maybe like Iafallo better than him for Bengos. Sit one, Pastas, Fetch, Ehlers, Gurionov, Stamkos. Probably benching Gurionov, honestly. Olofsson or Rust. I probably go Rust. Oh, Brandon's in the chat. Oh, Brandon does like Pulak. Look at that. I didn't even notice that Brandon was even in the chat. Hello, Stockenborg. Is Barry worth keeping? No. Drop Barry or try to trade him. I've seen some good trades. Like Barry has been traded away successfully before. Wheeler and Pionk for Barkov and Riley. Nah, keep Wheeler and Pionk. What website do you use to check lineups? Daily Faceoff, pretty much, and game day lines as well. I use that to check the Twitters, but a combination of both. And Frozen Pool to actually check what it was before, or what it was last game, because Frozen Pool will give you the usage percentages. Would you trade RNH and Pionk for Letang and JT Miller points only league? I think it's kind of equal, honestly. I'd probably take RNH and Pionk, I think. High on RNH. Ellis droppable? Yeah, I think Ellis is droppable already, honestly. Oh, I'm so sad I didn't get to hear Brandon pronounce your name. I got to listen to that. Huberto versus Garland and Kuznetsov. Huberto. Pool Jarvi or Mott in Bangers. Mott. I like Tyler Mott in Bangers. Rank these in order of who to start. Standard Cats, Toffoli, Mantha, Rust, Kaloran. Rust, Toffoli, Kaloran, Mantha, I think. Consider dropping Timo Meyer for Gurionov. Thoughts? I don't hate it. There's a lot of upside there. Timo's been disappointing as hell, and his minutes just absolutely atrocious. Would you start Freddie versus Edmonton or Markstrom versus Montreal? Probably Freddie, I think. Kadri, Mantha, Pionk for Garland, Rust, Dahlin, hits and blocks league. I'd start Saros. I think that's hard because they're both going against really good teams. Kadri, Mantha, Pionk, Garland, Rust, Dahlin. I probably take the Pionk, Mantha, Kadri. I like Rust a lot. I'd just take the Rust side because Rust is the best player of all those guys, I think. Is Eriksson Ek now so high that he's second line with long-term hold? In a 14-team league, yeah, I'd hold Eriksson Ek for now. Trade Fiala or Bjorkstrand for Samsonov. I'd trade Fiala for Samsonov. I wouldn't trust Bjork, or I wouldn't trade Bjork. In a 12-team league, how many streamer spots do you typically use? I don't force it. Sometimes I have one, sometimes I have none. I like to have at least one normally, but I don't force it. If I have a guy that I think is long-term, I have a guy that I think is long-term. And it's all about then evaluating, is the other person's long-term upside better than what I have now? Or is a streamer spot upside worth more? You know. Got drunk and have 7 D-men. Taze, Smith, Hughes, Romanov, Birds, Letang, Chikrin. Who to drop? Drop Taze and Smith, I think, would be my guesses. And keep Hughes, Romanov, Burns, Letang, Chikrin for now. Dahlin bounce back? I think so. I think he should. Thank you for all the super chats today. That got so many on this show. And we got a new multi-cat monster member. Not bad. I'm liking Kudobin. I love Kudobin. I think I said it earlier in the season. I think Kudobin is one of the biggest steals, honestly. Konechny or Rust today? Rust. Konechny's not even playing. Pasta, Monahan, Wheeler, Nylander. How many people can you play, Aaron? Bob, Jari, or Vanacek rest of season? Bob and Jari. Vanacek, nah. I don't know if Eric Carlson will turn it around. I actually don't think so. Oh yeah, I'm guessing you have to bench one from that list, Aaron. I'd probably bench Monahan, I think. Hellebuck, Khudobin, or Hart. Probably Hellebuck and Khudobin, personally. Do I drop Texier after tomorrow for a streamer spot? I'm kind of long on Texier, honestly. I like him. Vanacek or Demko need to pick up another goalie. Probably Demko right now, actually. I think Demko could steal a spot. I don't think Vanacek can. Tatar or streamer spot in a 10-person points league. For now, Tatar, I think at any point it could become a streamer spot pretty quickly. Yeah, 10 teams is hard to figure out with streamers because it's just so shallow, you know. Yeah, if you're already down, you should play your goalies. If you're already down elite, you play goalies pretty much. Oh no, yeah, don't drop Suzuki. Is Pavelski sustainable? Kind of. It's too early to tell. They've played so few games. It's hard right now to really gauge who the hell Dallas is. They're just crushing right now. We'll see if Domi plays with Line A. I don't know about that. I feel like Texier will get the shot at playing center with Line A. He's been playing 20-something minutes. I think Batherson is a drop for now. I dropped him in my points league at least. I didn't have him in my Cats league, but I do see yeah, Pavelski is all power play at the moment, which is it depends who's available, Saxon, but I do like Lankinen for now. I mean, he's just been doing really well. Got to give it to him. Yeah, of Pavelski's 9 points, 7 are on the power play. It's the same thing with Klingberg. It's all power play right now. It's insane. Right now, Pavelski has a 50% shooting on the power play. It's ridiculous. Holland, Giordano versus PLD and Nurse. I actually maybe take PLD and Nurse there now that Nurse is top power play. If it's a banger league. Worth trading a depth player for Hoff in a 14-team bangers blocks Cats. Yeah, if it's a really deep player, like if it's a depth guy, it depends who you define as a depth guy, but yeah, I think it'd have to be a depth guy. Gurionov, I don't know. Dallas, all of Dallas is so weird right now. I'd say nobody in Dallas is that sustainable at the moment. Gurionov's a little bit better. 3 of his 7 points are on the power play, but still, it's just, nuts power play time. Who would you drop between Jari and Bob? Other goalies are Leonard and Samsonov. I probably drop Bob and keep Jari, I think, just for the wins. Although I do think Bob can also get wins. Difference between Cats and Banger League, they're the same thing. They can be the same thing. A Bangers League is one where you count shots, hits, blocks, that sort of thing. These peripherals that other people do. Ryan Ellis or Ty Smith rest of the season. For now, I'd say Ty Smith. Khudobin versus Carolina or Saros? Khudobin. Do I stay with Sorokin for the time being? 16-team league with basically no good goalies on the wire, and goalie starts aren't very important. I have Varley as my other. Yeah, I'd just keep Sorokin then for now. And then once he starts to really not start, and if goalies aren't that important, you can dump him for a streamer spot. Yeah, I think all of Dallas will feature on Unsustainable next week because it's all of it is just insane. I'd go Kakinen. Hey, thank you, Alexander, for the super chat. Nothing to say, but I appreciate the love. Thank you for all the super chats today. Why so many? Appreciate you all. Who do you believe will pick up the performances first moving forward? Well, it's probably Malkin because PLD can't play at the moment. Barkov or Point rest of season? Probably Barkov, in my opinion. You can see Bandit's tail in the background. Trade Blackwood or for DeBrincat? Nah, I'd keep Blackwood. Okay, folks, I am going to call it a day. Thank you so much for tuning in to the live stream. Thank you for everyone who did the super chats. That was awesome. If you haven't already, throw a like to the video. Also, subscribe if you haven't already. And if you are subscribed, turn on notifications, and you get to know when we do live streams or when a video goes up before anybody else, all that kind of good stuff. So thank you so much. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend. Good luck today. I hope you start the right players. I hope this helped. And we will catch you on Monday for the week preview. Well,